All right, Keenan, what is your number one priority, and what do you see as the first step to accomplishing it?
So my number one priority when I'm elected is to start addressing housing affordability. It is consistently the number one issue that has come up on the doors as I've been knocking them. It doesn't matter whether you're living in Appletree Point or if you're living in the far North End or if you're living on Killarney or if you're living in the Village Green. Everyone has been talking about housing affordability because the reality is it is becoming harder and harder and harder for folks to stay in their homes here in Burlington, and we have got to do something about that, and we can do something about that. One of the ways that I'm going to address housing affordability is by taking a strategic look at the kinds of resources and municipal services that we're taking on. We just approved a bond to improve the high school, and we just approved a bond to upgrade the wastewater treatment facility, both of which were desperately needed, and I was fully in support of. But going forward, we need to pay down those bonds before we take on any additional projects so that we are not, over leveraging the property base. In addition, I really want to take a deeper dive into the kind of resources that are the kind of services that we're providing and really asking the question of, are we providing services in the most effective, efficient way possible? And really digging into that so that we can try and save efficiencies on, look, if we're not delivering services in the best way possible, how do we reorient that so that we can continue to provide services to folks and continue to support folks while also decreasing, administrative costs? And then finally, I really want to focus on bringing community resources back to the new North End as a way of also addressing housing affordability. I have consistently heard from neighbors that it feels like the downtown has been sort of the focus, and it sort of feels like we're putting all of our eggs in one basket. And if we're not doing anything to address housing affordability or adding new housing or upgrading the housing we have out in the new North End, we're really doing a disservice to folks out in my district, and we're creating a situation where it's going to be harder for folks to stay in their homes. And if they can't move downtown, if they can't move to the South District, they're just going to leave Burlington, and I don't want to see that happen. And so my number one priority is housing affordability, and it's the first thing I'm going to tackle if elected.
Thanks.
Thanks.